Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and that means tonight was Monday Night Raw. Of course, tonight's Monday Night Raw does go. I thought it was an okay show. I wouldn't call it a great show or anything. To get bored a little bit during the show, but overall, I thought it was pretty good Monday Night Raw. I thought that it built up stuff a little bit for Survivor Series, not as much as I would have liked right now. I thought, we're kind of lacking on the build. We know somewhat, sorta, both War Games matches. I mean, it's kind of obvious that it's going to be Seth Rollins, but they want us to think it's not going to be Seth Rollins. I don't know till when. I don't know. Maybe Seth finally says he'll join Roman Reigns' team on Friday, but then also remember this Friday, they're filming 2 episodes of SmackDown, and then we have next week's Raw. So a whole bunch of stuff that we still got questions for, which I wish we had answers already, if you know what I mean. Because it's like, is it really going to be Seth? Because Seth is out here going, I'll never team with Roman. I'll never team with Roman. And then this weekend, I'll never team with Roman Reigns. I'll team with you, Jay. I'll team with you, Jimmy. I'll team with you, Sammy. But I'll never team with Roman Reigns. So it's like, if that's the case, then how the hell do we get to Seth being the 5th member? Or is Seth not the 5th member? Bronson Reed being the 5th member of Solo's team, you would think, okay, it's going to be Seth Rollins. So I'm just really confused because I'm not liking the, I'll never team with Roman thing, only for him to eventually team with Roman. Like, what? Like, he's so steadfast that it's weird. Also, guys, no Luke tonight. He had work stuff to take care of, so that's priority. But yeah, I thought it was if I was voting, I would say it was a good Raw. Like, if I was voting, I'd say I liked it. But I liked it, and this was the start of it was just all right, I was kind of way in the middle, almost down to it was just all right. If I'm going to be completely honest, I got to say it. I've got to say it. It wasn't one of the better episodes of Raw. I don't know if that's because it was a taped show, and so it just wasn't great. And they didn't try as hard. I don't know. But yeah, I thought overall it was good, but not great. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here. Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember that if you want to support the channel in another way, you can hit the join button and become a channel member. Even if you do so at just the $1 tier, whether that is here on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or patreon.com/PW Unlimited. We greatly appreciate it. And also remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting into that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate that we streamed last week. Really fun roguelike Ninja Turtles game. Maybe you're getting Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, or you're getting into that EAFC 25. Use this code right here, PWU NLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Also, don't forget to claim the free games, Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Yeah, do I have to say anything else about that one? And Snake Bird Complete. But with that, we are also brought to you by Aura Frames. More on that in a little bit. Now, as far as Monday Night Raw does go, and my notes are frozen, let me hit the refresh button here for this Google Docs. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Why I wait for that to reload? Esports Gaming Rules. Congratulations to WWE 2K24 for the nomination in the 10th Anniversary Game Awards for Best Sports/Racing Game. And I can't wait for WWE Raw debut on Netflix and Travis Scott. But I like to ask a question. Why Travis Scott and not Donald Trump on January 6th? Really? Did you not read the press release? Did you not see the video Triple H put out? Travis Scott is going to be at the first Raw on Netflix because Travis Scott, a new Travis Scott song, will be the new theme song for Monday Night Raw. So they haven't said this, but maybe there is a chance Travis Scott performs live when they open the show. Maybe they open the show and they play this video or whatever. It's the new open for Raw, and Travis Scott is there performing it live. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know, but that's like a cool thing that I was thinking of when they were like, well, Travis Scott's going to be there. Travis Scott's new song is the theme song. Heck, have him do it live and make you just feel even that much more important. That's why Travis Scott's going to be there. Why not Donald Trump? I just don't think they want that right now. Plus, Trump's going to be way too busy. That's what? 10, 15 days or so before he gets sworn in. He's probably got a lot on his plate. Granted, he was just at the UFC this past weekend. Triple H was there as well. They shook hands. He's, hey, Mr. President-elect. But, I mean, maybe Trump does show up. We don't know. We really don't know. They said more special guests will be at the show. Maybe he's one of them. But the reason Travis Scott is going to be there, again, is because one of his new songs, I don't know what song, I've probably heard a couple of them. I couldn't tell you names of any of them. But one of his new songs is going to be the new theme song of Monday Night Raw. Now, I had somebody go, why Travis Scott? Why some dumb rapper? Because Travis Scott is going to generate views. Especially, and people don't realize this, with the younger demographic. My son thinks Travis Scott's really cool and follows him on social media and stuff for the sole fact that he's in Fortnite. Young people see this guy in Fortnite and go, oh my God, this guy got a Fortnite skin. He's cool. I'm going to follow him on Instagram. So if they're trying to get as many eyeballs on this show as possible, and they know that a lot of younger people like him, either for his music or, again, for that fact that he's in Fortnite, they're just looking at who they can bring in to generate eyeballs on the show. The more views, the better. So we'll see how it all goes. We know that they had issues this past weekend when they did the stream of the Logan Paul Mike Tyson fight, or Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Now, granted, that was 60,000 or 60 million homes worldwide watching the show. Worldwide watching the broadcast. I doubt WWE does 60 million homes. So it's 60 million homes. They're saying 120 to 150 million people watched. So if we do some deduction here, it's the first Raw on Netflix. Maybe they get 2.5 to 3 million just from the US alone. Then maybe you double that to 6 million, 7. I think they do under 10 million for sure with WWE. What we're going to know as far as if they're going to have issues streaming is how the NFL stuff goes. There are 2 NFL games. It is the Steelers and the Chiefs, and I think it's Ravens. Oh, I can't remember the other team. Ravens and somebody. Let me know in the chat if you know. And if those stream well, we're good for Raw. Because I think those may even do a little better than Raw. Maybe equal to a little better. Nothing's going to do this Jake Paul, Mike Tyson number. Nothing, I don't think. No Raw, no NFL. So if the NFL games stream without a problem, we're good. We're golden. We're flying with colors. But if those have issues, then there's that chance. You got about 2 weeks to figure shit out for WWE. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it goes. But I had people asking me that, WWE going to pull out because they had streaming issues? I doubt it, because the number of people that watched that boxing match is up here. The number of people that are going to watch WWE, down here. Ryan Alvarez had a good analogy on this today. When WWE first started the WWE Network, first couple of shows, they had some buffering issues. They had some streaming issues. And people would tell him, Dragon Gate's been streaming their shows forever, and they don't have any problems. Yeah, but look how many people are trying to watch WWE pay-per-views compared to a Dragon Gate show. It's not comparable. And so the number of traffic is not the same, and the servers are not going to be as loaded as it would be for a WWE pay-per-view compared to a Dragon Gate show. So we'll see how it all does go, but I think there's a good chance that they get this stuff taken care of. It's fine. I mean, when they did what was the last live comedy thing on Netflix? Was it the Chris Rock one? No, it was Joe Rogan. They did live Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan live Netflix. Yeah. And that one had none, and I didn't hear about any streaming issues. And I think that's going to do maybe a little less than what WWE would do. So I think all is going to be good by the time it all nets out by Christmas for the NFL and then January for WWE. So, Akivich says, did they get a new theme song a couple months ago? I don't know. Most of the time I miss the intros to Raw because when Raw comes on, we're just finishing dinner. So I'm like at the table, just finishing dinner, got the show up on my phone in case I missed the first couple of minutes before I run upstairs to actually watch. So 99% of the time, I'm not even seeing the intro video for Raw. But give me 1 second to respond to a message, and then we'll get into this show. It kicked off with the women. Just trying to see if we're still doing a Black Ops stream tonight, because I might have a special guest for you guys. All right. So, as far as Monday Night Raw does go, various wrestlers were shown arriving at the building. Remember, this is a taped show. So, some things like backstage segments that were not shown to the live crowd, you could obviously tell they had fake crowd noise. It was obvious. And they had to kind of do it because they wanted to get this second set of tapings done as quick as possible. Because of that, they're not filming things or they're not filming things live as far as like to the crowd, and they're not showing certain things to the live crowd. So there were a couple backstage segments where we did notice, fake crowd noise, but it's obvious because they were filming a tape show. Anyways, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez entered the ring. Liv welcomed us to Monday Night Morgan, which still doesn't have a good ring to it. When Seth does it, it's the best because it rolls right off the tongue and it fits. Rawlins. Monday Night Rawlins. We ain't saying, welcome to Monday Night Austin. Welcome to Monday Night Rock. Welcome to Monday Night Taker. You know what I mean? We ain't doing any of that. So, welcome to Monday Night Morgan. It just doesn't have a good ring to me, and it always comes off awkward and forced. She says she knew Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were in the house and weren't alone. She didn't come alone either. They then brought out Candice LeRae, Nia Jax, and Tiffany Stratton. Jax then told Morgan and Rodriguez that she didn't care about them, but couldn't stop thinking about Belair, Cargill, and Naomi. Those three women entered right on cue. Belair said that they didn't come alone either and brought out Io Sky. Morgan noted they were still outnumbered 5-4. Morgan called herself, quote, really, really, really smart because she knew what was about to happen and asked, who's going to throw the first punch? And then we hear, this is my brutality! And out came Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley wearing the whole undashing Cody Rhodes protective mask. Still got that broken orbital bone. We're going to work through it. She grabs the mic, gets in the ring, all heads just full of steam, all aggression, and he just goes, gets in. War Games! And then headbutts Liv Morgan right in the frickin' face. Morgan escapes through the crowd as Sky wiped out everybody with a moonsault to the outside, and the baby faces stand tall. So as we now know, the Women's War Games match is set. It is Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Io Sky, and Naomi taking on the team of Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae. And to be honest, I didn't even notice Candice was out there till like the segment ended. And then I'm like, oh, Candice is out there? It was kind of weird. Like, Candice played such a small role here that I didn't even realize she was standing in the ring with all the other women. No, really good thing. There was replays of Bronson Reed joining the new Bloodline on SmackDown. They showed a tail of the tape for Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed later tonight. They then did the announcement of a Raw from the Intuit Dome for the Netflix debut on January 6th. They hyped up Triple H at Complex Con last night with Travis Scott and giving him a new special hardcore championship and whatnot. And that then led us to our first match of the night. It went just about 10 minutes. It was a mixed tag team match. Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega against Chad Gable and Ivy Nile. Now started off the match by smacking Vega, actually before the bell even rang, and they brawled to the outside, and the referee started the match with Rey and Chad in the ring. A Nile distraction allowed Gable to take over on Rey Mysterio. Gable and Nile then put the boots to Rey as the ref held Vega back. Rey tagged in Vega, who hit Nile with double knees in the corner for a 2, but Nile blocked a suplex and clobbered her with a clothesline. Nile was in control through a break until Vega hit a tornado DDT. Vega then went for a tag, but Gable grabbed her by the leg and the crowd booed. Vega hit an enziguri and tagged in Rey, who hit a seated senton in a roll-up for a 2. Gable caught Rey out of midair at one point when he hit him with a cliffhanger DDT, got a 2 of his own. Then, in a really cool looking spot, this was so smooth, Gable sitting on the top rope. Vega then runs at Rey, who's kind of standing maybe 2 feet off the ropes, maybe a foot. And Zelina runs at Rey. Rey throws her up in the air. She lands perfectly up on the top rope, jumps up, hits a Hurricane Rana on Gable, and it was so smooth. Vega then dropped the top rope, dropped off the top rope, or dropped on the top rope as Nile charged at her, but then Nile couldn't make it over the top, so she just sent herself over and to the outside. Rey did follow this up, the Hurricane Rana that is, with a springboard moonsault for a near fall before hitting a 619. There's another springboard splash and a pin from Rey Mysterio as the crowd erupted in happiness for the LWO, picking up the victory. And again, they had to tell us over and over and over, Zelina Vega, she's the first ever female in the LWO. So then we got a little bit of an awkward thing here with the American Maid. So the Creeds jump in the ring immediately as the LWO leaves Lena and Rey, and they help Gable to his feet, but he pushes them away. He screams at them that he wasn't a loser and they shouldn't accept his loss. Gable slaps Julius Creed twice to motivate him. Julius and Brutus then kind of get in the ring head to head and like yelling at each other, meatheading it all up, like super meatheading it all up. And I'm like, what the fuck are we watching here? And then all members of American Alpha just stood tall. They lost, but they get to stand tall. Very weird and awkward. And it's like, what? Okay. So Finn Balor saw Morgan was clearly stressed out. So he offered to take the wheel for Judgment Day tonight, and she accepted. Balor hyped up Dominic and Carlito for their match against the War Raiders later. Balor offered advice, but Dom didn't seem interested. Balor said that he was the great Dominic Mysterio, and he would figure it out one way or another. After Dom and Carlito left, JD kind of pulled Balor to the side. They added some fake crowd booing here in different spots, and it just didn't feel great. It just felt weird. And all these backstage segments that you could tell were not filmed with the crowd did actually feel weird and a little out of place. Like they just filmed them at random times of the day and night and just shoved them in wherever. There was a video, Miz in Final Testament. Miz had a cut on his eyelid. He said that he deserved an Oscar for his performance last week, convincing the Wyatts that he could change. Karrion Kross said that they exposed the Wyatts as wounded people using others to make themselves feel better. They're not invincible. Miz randomly started wondering who would direct his next film. Kross said that he dealt the cards and the Wyatts would continue to play the game he controls. That's all right. I think this is a better thing for the Whites than American-made Chad Gable and them. So, see how it plays out. That Bo Dallas video we got later, I swear to God, I thought it was Bray. I swear to God, I thought this was old Bray Wyatt footage. Bo looked so much like Bray. We're in the back, and Gunther approaches Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser wasn't happy about what happened last week. Gunther told him, start making a name for yourself. We don't accept stuff like this. Gunther wanted Kaiser to speak for himself. Be your own man. Don't just follow what I tell you to do. I want to see you step up and show out, basically. Before Kaiser left, Gunther asked him, quote, look into my eyes. What do you see? I'm like, you want to listen to CM Punk's Cult Personality theme song? Look in my eyes, what do you see? A cult of personality. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you referencing CM Punk's song? Anyways, Gunther asked Kaiser if he still saw the old ring general inside of him. Remember last week, the whole thing was, did Damien get in Gunther's head, and is Gunther losing his confidence? Kaiser said, quote, of course I do. Gunther was happy to hear it. Damian Priest was then nearby signing autographs. And well, he was blindsided by Gunther. Priest though fought him off and knocked him down. Priest told Gunther, you might be the general in the ring, but on the streets, I'm the king. Raw general manager Adam Pearce walked up and was like, what's going on? Everything okay here? And Priest is just like, just having a little chat with the champ. So we'll see what that all leads to, as far as Gunther still not being super confident and Priest again getting one up on him. I'm just still confused by Gunther referencing the Cult of Personality song. Look in my eyes, what do you see? Very weird. There is that rumor, and not even, it's more than a rumor. Punk said it a couple times now. I want to go after Gunther in the world title. I want the World Heavyweight Championship. So, is that like a tease of Punk has said it? Now, Gunther dropping these CM Punk hints. Is Gunther going to retain over Damian Priest at Survivor Series only for CM Punk to show up after the match and make the challenge for Saturday night's main event, maybe? Is that the match for Saturday night's main event for Gunther? Defending the world title against CM Punk? And if so, do they put the title on Punk? Or does Gunther beat Punk? That's the big question. That's the bigger question there. We then had the Intercontinental Championship on the line. It was Bron Breakker versus Sheamus. I hate when matches go over 10 minutes because this one went 13 and a half and just ends in a DQ. Why'd you waste our time? Why'd you give us so much of a match only for us to not get a finish? That really didn't even matter for nothing. Oh, we're still doing this Ludwig hates Sheamus thing? I thought that died weeks, months ago. I guess not. Ludwig over here telling Sheamus, I'll never stop until you're gone. Like, what? So the two are fighting, and they go to a break about 2 minutes in. After the break, Braun knocks Sheamus down with a dive off the top to the outside. Sheamus fired up in the ring and hit a power slam, clothesline, lifting knee, and 10 beats of the Bowdrin. Sheamus followed this up with a diving knee for a 2. Bron then came back with a backstabber and got a 2 of his own. Sheamus followed this up with an avalanche white noise for a near fall. The crowd's now chanting, this is awesome. Sheamus went back to the top, but Bron brought him down with a Frankensteiner. Bron then went for a spear, but Sheamus nailed a knee strike for a near fall. The crowd got up as Sheamus set up for a bro kick, but Bron cut him off with a spear. Sheamus rolled to the outside before he can go for a cover. Bron went for a sprinting spear around the ring when he was nailed with a clothesline by Bron Breakker. I'm not Bron Breakker. He is Bron Breakker. Ludwig Kaiser. This then leads to a disqualification. Kaiser also knocks Sheamus into the steel steps. The crowd boos. He stands on the steps. That's when he tells Sheamus, I told you this ain't going to end, and I'm never going to be done until you're gone. So he's, again, feuding with Sheamus to try and prove himself to old Gunther. Like, what? What are we doing here? More of this? I thought we were done with all of this. Guess not. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn approached Seth Rollins. Jey wanted them all. Just this one time. Put all of our differences aside, and let's go against Solo, the Bloodline, and Bronson Reed. Zayn noted that Rollins previously put his differences aside last year and teamed with Cody Rhodes, who he hates, and Jey. And Zayn's like, so if you could do that for Cody, why can't you do it for Roman? Just one time. Rollins is like, no. I won't stand beside and fight with Roman Reigns. I'll fight with you, Jey. I'll fight with you, Jimmy. I'll fight with you, Sammy. But never with Roman Reigns. He said it wasn't worth Reigns being on top again. He wasn't going to help Roman get back to power. He planned on solving the Bronson Reed problem himself tonight. And maybe after tonight, they won't even have to worry about Bronson in War Games. He then said, so good luck, but I'm out. Again, if he's so steadfast and so on teaming with Roman in War Games, how the hell are they going to get there? Or is he not the teammate? Is he not the fifth man? They're really dragging this shit out, and they want you to think it's going to be Seth, but not think it's going to be Seth, and be like, oh, Seth won't do it, so it can't be Seth, and then what, in the end, it's just going to be Seth? Because if it's just Seth after him saying 2 weeks in a row now, I won't do it, yeah, I don't know. Also, Bronson Reed going to jump off the top of that cage, pull out Rikishi. Saw Rikishi do it. Bronson Reed going to do it. Tsunami off the top of the cage. There's a Dakota Kai video package kind of hyping her back up because she just recently returned. When they told us that the Women's War Games match is official. Bianca, Jade, Rhea, Io, Naomi taking on Liv, Nia, Tiffany, Raquel, and Candice. Next week on Raw, Belair faces Jax with the winner earning their team the advantage. As we move forward, we had the War Raiders against the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and Carlito in a 9.5-minute match that really was kind of a nothing match. I literally have a paragraph of notes here for a 9.5-minute match. Judgment Day cheated to take the advantage early on ahead of a break about 1.5, 2 minutes in. Come back and Ivar made the hot tag after the break, which led to a war, war, war chant from the crowd. He hit Dom with a cannonball and got a 2 off of it. Ivar suplexed Dom into Carlito, and an apple fell out of Carlito like WrestleMania, the arcade game. It was funny as hell. And they hit Carlito with the War Machine and pinned him to pick up the victory. That was it. After the match, though, Balor and McDonough attack the War Raiders. They specifically targeted Eric's previously injured neck, and Balor laid him out with a coup de grace. Judgment Day stood tall. So they lose, but don't lose. Like, they lose, but they get to stand tall in the end. It's like, okay, cool. Plus, it was Carlito and Dom, so it's all good anyways. Messi says, I thought it would be NXT Women in War Games. Never said that. Fantasy booked it. Never said it would. I kind of regurgitated what Brian Alvarez had said, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. But never said, though, this is the report. This is what's going to happen. I could confirm it. No, the report was NXT may have a presence at Survivor Series. And then it was, hey, they're doing a bunch of stuff with like 2 sets of 5-team women's, like 2 5-member women's teams. Maybe that can lead to War Games. All fantasy booking. No one ever said, this is what's going to happen 100% right here. No, it wasn't. You heard fantasy booking and making predictions? Sometimes your predictions come true. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it looks like they're building to something and you're wrong. They pivot too sometimes. So no one ever said the NXT women were getting War Games. No one ever said that was actually happening. Then the camera cuts. Well, we get the glitches and the static from the VHS. It's Bo Dallas looking, I swear to God, like his brother Bray. I thought this was old footage. He said, quote, the trust of the trust of the innocent is a liar's most useful tool. We offered you salvation, freedom from the pit. I tried to warn you, but you damned yourself. I'm sorry. for what happens next. You choose this. Hands will forever be blood-stained, crimson scarlet red, because of your actions. And you will lose what matters most. I never wanted this. So who's he speaking to specifically? Miz? I think. He gonna take Miz's kids? Come after Miz's family? Bray did that once. Remember Bray showed up at Miz's house? I do. We might get that again. We also got a Lyra Valkyria hype package. I guess they're finally gonna do something with her. She literally said in this video, I burned, but I didn't burn out. I'm like, no, you didn't. You just disappeared. You didn't burn out. You disappeared. She's like, but I'm back to burn, stronger and brighter than ever. And I'll never burn out. I'm like, no, but you just disappeared. This is weird. Let me see. I guess we still call them Alpha Academy. Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine walking backstage when Kofi Kingston kind of stops them. Dupree says she was excited about the New Day's 10th anniversary special, but she wondered how things were going with Woods. Kingston's like, I'm not really sure. Woods then all of a sudden just showed up and was like, Kof, we need to talk. I'm worried. We've been a thing, the New Day, for 10 years. We've never argued or had disagreements and stuff. And all of a sudden now, the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, we're just yelling at each other all the time. This can't be. We need to stop it. We need to figure out what's going on. Maybe I just can't stop thinking about what Karrion Kross said. And Kofi's like, excuse me? You're still thinking about what Karrion Kross said all that long time ago? He's like, Kross said the New Day was dead. But they were the ones who didn't know what was going on. Kofi's like, we aren't dead. We just have to remember what the New Day is all about. Woods is like, excuse me? And Otis is like, hey, how about we calm down here? And then they all start yelling. And Woods is like, I don't need to hear from you. We're a real tag team. Unlike you asses who Chad Gable left. Woods is like, you know what? Next week, it's a New Day. Me and Kofi Kingston against you makeshift tag team. Otis and Kira Tozawa. Kofi's just standing there like, we're doing what? He's like, who's what? Huh? And Woods kind of just walked off and left. And I'm like, oh, okay. More tension from the New Day. But that then did bring us to our main event of the night. Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins. Match goes almost 18 minutes, closer to 17 and a half. But before we get into that, we got to tell you about Aura Frames. Let's hear about them right here. Are you looking to capture and celebrate life's best moments? Meet Aura Frames, the must-have smart photo frame for every home. With its sleek design and crystal clear HD display, Aura Frames brings your favorite memories to life in stunning detail. Just connect your Aura Frame to Wi-Fi, and with the free Aura Frames app, you can instantly share photos and videos directly from your phone, no matter where you are in the world. It's perfect for sharing those precious moments with family and friends. Aura Frames also comes with unlimited cloud storage, so you never have to worry about running out of space again. And with features like auto brightness adjustment and an interactive touch bar, viewing and managing your photos have never been easier. So what are you waiting for? Transform your home and keep your memories alive with Aura Frames. Visit the link in the description below or head over to pwunlimited.co/Aura Frames now to bring your best moments to life. So as far as our main event does go, Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins. Again, another good match with these two. Now the new Bloodline did get involved, and then we saw the old Bloodline get involved, and then Solo showed up at the end, but the new Bloodline minus Solo were out there pretty quickly into this match. They showed up at ringside, and as soon as they did, the Usos and Sammy ran out to Jay's music to send him packing. Take him out, they'll brawl out through the crowd. Jay's music's still playing, and then eventually cut. Zayn and Jimmy easily got rid of the Tongans, and it took 3 simultaneous super kicks by the Usos to knock down Jacob Fatu over the barricade. The good guys followed the Bloodline to the back, like I said, and, well, we're clear to get going. Rollins then hit Reed with a suicide dive. Rollins hit chops following a break, but Reed knocked him down with a body block. Reed hit a shoulder tackle off the apron and shoved Rollins into the steel steps. Rollins avoided a charge, and Reed collided with the steps. Rollins repeatedly bounced Reed's head against the steel steps. Rollins tried to stomp on the steps, but Reed avoided it and entered the ring. Rollins then hit a springboard knee and a boot, but Reed, well, wouldn't go down, remained on his feet. Reed then came back with a sit-out powerbomb and got a 2 off of it. After yet another commercial break, Reed was standing on the middle rope. Rollins slipped underneath and hit a powerbomb, followed by a springboard moonsault, but only got a 1 off of it. Yep, big old monster dinosaur got a 1. Rollins then hit a springboard senton, also for just another 1 count. Rollins super kicked him in the back of the head and hit a frog splash for, well, a 2 this time. Reed responded with a clothesline and a brainbuster for a 2. Reed went up for a tsunami, but Rollins rolled out of the way. Reed missed a senton, and Rollins followed this up with a super kick and a pedigree for a 2. Rollins eventually did hit a curb stomp, but didn't go for the cover for some reason. He went to the top to go for that super stomp. Then we hear Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore go, who is this on our, oh, someone's standing on our announce table, and it's Solo Sikoa. Seth then looks over at Solo all distracted, and that leads to Reed getting to his feet, grabbing Seth and hitting him with a Death Valley driver. He would then hit 2 sentons and a tsunami off the top to eventually pin Seth Rollins. So with that, Bronson Reed does defeat Seth Rollins, Solo then raises Reed's hand at the end of the show, and that's how we go off the air with Bronson Reed and Solo standing tall in the middle of the ring. So is this how they get Seth to join Roman's team? Does he eventually join because he just hates Solo that much and wants Reed again? I don't know. I really don't know, but let's get the poll up here on Twitch. What did you think of Raw? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. The poll is live if you're watching on Raw or on, we did watch Raw. If you're watching on Twitch, poll is live. Let's go refresh the other polls. As far as the, give me 1 second. As far as the, why is this not refreshing? Come on, Threads. There we go. Threads poll. 60% liked the show. 40% thought it was just all right. As far as the Twitter X poll does go, 87% liked the show. 6% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 78% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. One person here says, I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. Decent show. It's not bad. I would have gave it a 7, probably a 7.5 to an 8. 8.5. I can see. And it says, tape shows suck. Don't know why. Again, it just, all the backstage stuff felt weird because of the fake crowd noise. Because the crowd didn't see any of that. As far as the live poll does go, 77% liked the show. 23% thought it was just all right. We do have a super chat here from RTS with Oscar Montel. I hope I said that right, Montel. He says, I can't stand Liv's evil laugh. Oh, yeah, me neither. It's as bad as Mercedes Moné. It's just the fakest of fake evil laughs. Like Mercedes, when she does that, and then Liv's evil laugh is just as bad. Just as bad. Looking over here at the Twitch poll, 67% liked the show. 33% thought it was just all right. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Here shortly, I should be going live playing some Black Ops 6, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. May have a special guest with me that you guys have been asking for. So we'll see how it all does go. Still waiting on a response from that. But we'll be back here on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite, the go-home Dynamite for this coming Saturday's AEW Full Gear event. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.